On July 29, 2020, a Louisiana cop pulled over a vehicle that was speeding on the highway. It began like any other traffic stop, but a search of the vehicle revealed something horrifying.
Sarge, there's a dead body in the trunk.
Mitchell was not only driving nearly 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, but he also didn't possess a driver's license.
Do you have a driver's license? Do you have a driver's license?
Merely this charge could subject Mitchell to fines up to $500 and a possible 6-month jail term. This is not even considering the fines from the speeding ticket. However, unknown to the officer, Mitchell will be returning with more repercussions than just a speeding ticket.
Is there any weed in the car, man? Don't stop. Step here. Is there any weed in the car? Yes or no?
Just a doobie in the ashtray, like.
Okay.
Other than that, there's
anything else?
dizzy.
When did you puff last? Be honest. Because I'm a drug recognition expert.
About an hour ago.
The officer is aiming to charge Mitchell with more than just a DUI. An 18-year-old speeding in a car that reeks of marijuana suggests to the officer that there might be more to this traffic stop than a youngster driving too fast. However, before he requests to search the vehicle for additional drugs, Mitchell begins to behave increasingly suspiciously.
All right, where are you headed right now?
I was headed back home.
Where's home? What's your address? No, stop. Come here. Where do you live? It's easy. It's easy to answer this. Where do you live? You don't know how to drive to your house?
I was coming from there, how I got lost.
So what's the address? You don't know your address?
No, sir.
Okay, come back here. Can I take a look in your car? Yes or no?
Yes.
He says he lives in Winsboro, but he's got a Richwood address, and the car comes back out of Monroe, and he's got this, he's got a GPS thing put in, but he don't even know the address, so he's lying about a bunch of junk. Where do you live? Be honest to me. Monroe?
Yes.
Richwood. You don't live in Winsboro. Why would you try to bluff me on that? Why would you lie to me on that? Because I already knew that before this guy said something. What's up? Talk to me. You better stop lying to me right now, or you're going to be in jail. To your sisters? That's the last freaking lie you better tell me.
The situation is already incredibly perplexing. But then, out of the blue, something even stranger occurs. A completely unrelated man arrives at the scene, asserting that his family is searching for him.
Okay, all right. Well, I got somebody pulling up behind me, Scooter. What do you mean they were looking for him?
They looking for him. He called missing. Hey!
Okay, give me the phone. Hey, man, he's not giving that name, though. He's giving another name.
When they provide yet another name that differs from both Mitchell's and the vehicle owners, the officer is justifiably baffled. This situation has escalated from a simple traffic stop to a full-blown enigma, and the officer is resolved to unravel it.
There's a kid that's been reported missing, and that they took the car from Monroe, and he lied to me about his last name, his address and where he's from. Random guy pulls up behind me, said, "Hey, this guy's looking for that kid. I need to know if this car has been reported missing, stolen." And I know he's BSing to me about where he's going. He says he's going to his sister's house down here. If you could, talk to him, see if you can figure out if the sister thing is legit. He said this guy gave him the car. He's got the GPS on his phone on the back lid. He said that's where he's going, and I knew he was lying then.
Gradually, the situation is starting to make more sense. If Mitchell's being honest, it appears that his brother allowed him to drive a car that he had stolen from the original owner. However, this still doesn't account for the bullet holes, why Mitchell lied about his address, or why the random man showed up looking for him, knowing he was driving that vehicle. Now, to add to all of this, the officer has just been informed over the radio that there's a missing person report intertwined in this chaos.
What I'm being told is that the boy who gave him permission to use the car is missing. So he's lying his ass off. Go looking for the person who owns the car, find out that the son of the owner of the car is missing, and now we got bullet holes all in the car. So something's... The only thing he lied about was his address in Winsboro. If he's knows something about this boy that's missing the bullet holes, I'd like to at least, I guess I'll do as much good contact as I can.
A few more calls are placed, and it is revealed that the missing person is Michael Robinson, who is supposedly the brother of the young man at the scene and the one who authorized him to drive the car today. However, the original ownership of the car remains a mystery. The officer decides to set that aside for the moment and re-examine the vehicle now that additional support has arrived.
Like, this looks close. Like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And the boy, see?
He had little idea that this was the point where all his queries would be resolved at once, in the most horrific manner conceivable.
I'm gonna do the obvious thing I want to do. Hey. Yep. Put your hands up. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. You have a right to an attorney. Have one present during any questioning. At any time you choose not to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand? If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you by the court. Do you understand?
Inside the trunk lay the body of Michael Robinson, and suddenly everything fell into place.
26 is 125-03057, 125-0357. F-39 Troop F desk. Need a supervisor out here. All right, I get the guy out. He's super nervous. He lies to me about his address. He's got no driver's license. He says he's going to his house in Winsboro. Well, I find out he lives in Richwood. I pop the trunk. Sarge's dead body in the trunk. Okay, so I'm not. We blocked in front of the car and behind the car. We've shut the trunk. I have Franklin Parish Sheriff's Office with me. We're at 82. Okay, we're done.
As it turns out, Michael Robinson had no relation to Mitchell whatsoever. Instead, he was simply an unintended victim of an armed robbery that Mitchell had participated in earlier. But
who is that? Who is that?
That's you.
Who is who?
That's Mike.
That's Mike. How did Mike get there? Tell me.
It wasn't me, man. It was. Okay. I just hit it, bro.
You just hit him?
I just.
During the chaos of the robbery, Mitchell fired multiple shots at Robinson with a handgun, then loaded him into his trunk and drove off to Winsboro to dispose of the body. However, before he could reach his destination, an officer pulled him over for speeding. Michael Mitchell is now facing charges for armed robbery and second-degree murder of Michael Robinson. Mitchell is currently awaiting his trial and is expected to receive a life sentence,